I'm troubled. I'm having a hard time. Okay, so this morning I spent a lot of time in my car. I was running errands, prepping for the thing that happens this weekend with the bunny and the chocolate and all that. So I've been a busy bunny, and I've been in my car. I've been in a funk. I've been feeling really anxious today. I have no reason to feel anxious, but I feel super anxious. And so whenever I feel anxious now, instead of like giving into all of my negative self-talk and like freaking out and like dwelling on the I feel so anxious, I do personal development, right? So I'm listening to one of my very favorite podcasts today called Earn Your Happy. I love Earn Your Happy. If you aren't already listening to it, you should totally check it out. But she had this awesome podcast today featuring this woman called Andrea Owens, who wrote a book called 52 Ways to Live a Kick-Ass Life. And so I listened to her talking, and they were talking a lot about friendship and how important it is to have friendship in your tribe, right? And so I've been doing this other thing, right, where I'm sharing something you don't know about me every single day. And so I have never felt like I'm a good friend maker, ever. And growing up, I was really shy, and I really struggled with connecting with other people because I was so shy. And I think I came across as being stuck up or weird, and so people couldn't relate to me. And then as a self-protecting mechanism, I just did my own thing, which made me seem even more stuck up and all that. But I've carried that through my adulthood, and I didn't have girlfriends, like, ever. I had some friends when I was in elementary school. In high school, I had a group of friends, and they had a silly joke, and it kind of, I having a sensitive heart around it, I overreacted, and I'm kind of a bridge burner, honestly. You know, piss me off or really hurt my feelings, and I'm gonna just like go into my shell, right? And I'm done with you. I'm working through that. I'm getting better at that. But I was listening to this podcast today about how important it is to have your like move the body friends, and not move the dead body, but you know, they talk about Brene Brown, who I love Brene Brown, and she said that she's a move the body friend for a girlfriend whose mom is an alcoholic, and she passed out naked in the shower, and her girlfriend called her, and she's like, I need you to help me move my mom out of the shower. I need to put some clothes on her. And so she went over, and that friend told her, you're the only person I could ask that isn't going to judge me and isn't going to like bring it up next time you see my mom. Like you won't tell anyone. You won't use this as like, guess what happened. She was her move the body friend. And so I have some really amazing girlfriends. Like I've been really blessed as I've gotten older. I think having kids made me shift my focus, and I realized I couldn't do it alone. Like you feel so isolated in motherhood that you've got to have your people. And so I have a couple girlfriends who are my move the body friends. But as I was listening to them talk about it, it kind of like picked the scab a little bit on that, and how I don't invest enough time in my relationships, and I have all these excuses around it, like, well, I'm really busy, and they're really busy, and we're all moms, or, you know, planning weddings, or whatever. Like, everyone's freaking busy, and I use that as my crutch. I use that as my excuse, but really it's a defense mechanism, because it's scary to open yourself up to someone and to, like, really be vulnerable. And if I'm listening to this podcast, it kind of, like, made me see that I still have a lot of those defense mechanisms. Like, I don't feel good enough, and I don't feel like I add enough value, and I don't want to be a burden on those people. And so maybe that's you. Like, maybe you hear some of yourself in that. It's a really, really good podcast. It's on, I just said Earn Your Happy podcast, and her guest speaker was Andrea Owen, 52 Ways to Live a Kick-Ass Life. So it really kind of made me realize that I can't just do it alone. I could do it alone, right? I have a partner in life, and I have some girlfriends that are awesome and amazing, and I totally count them as my besties. But if I'm really honest with myself, I don't invest enough time and energy in those relationships, and that's on me. That's on me. So I was thinking about that today, and I guess it's kind of something else maybe you didn't know about me, that I've always kind of been a loner. It's just a defense mechanism, and it's a worthy thing, like not feeling like I'm worthy, not feeling like I'm good enough, not feeling like I matter enough, not feeling like I add enough value. And when I get included in things, I still to this day at 38 years old, I'm like, really? Me? Like, really? You want me? Like, really? So, something to work through, I suppose. Another hairy thing to, like, dig through. So, You're the driver of your bus, my friends, just like I'm the driver of my bus. So I'm done feeling anxious and weird today. I have no reason to. I've moved my body. I've listened to some personal development. I'm going to do some work. And then get this. I think I'm actually going to take some time for me and like read a book for fun. What's that about? We all need more fun.